afternoon. Today's YouTube video we're gonna be filming in my car. I know, so whack. Just gonna have to make do. So today I'm gonna be talking about my military experience. Obviously, different experience for everybody. And I'm just gonna be giving my perspective about my time in the military. Obviously, there's different variables, like time being in and all that kind of things. And I just wanted to say this isn't backed by anybody or anything. This is, again, just me. And again, my experience. Alrighty, let's get into it. I also wanted to add, if you enjoy seeing videos like this is going to be part of my Army series, and I'll make sure to link at the end of the video. So one of the first things that I wanted to talk about was the SHARP stigma. Basically what SHARP is a sexual harassment program that the Army has, kind of for victims to like speak out. There's restricted, unrestricted. I won't get super into that in this video. So the thing with SHARP is that it's kind of newer. It's been around for a few years, but it's still, there's like a lot of stigma around it. I feel like a lot of people are afraid of females because they're worried that they're gonna like just go after them just to ruin their careers, which sadly has happened in the past, which was a big misuse of the system, obviously. But I feel like they're working on just working on that overall, if that makes sense. But that's still like something that's kind of like talked about and worried about. So sometimes like men just like want to altogether avoid females, or like don't want to be like alone with them, avoid them like the plague, because they're just worried that they're gonna SHARP them and ruin their careers, which again, I guess some people really be out there, got nothing better to do with their lives. But yeah, that kind of like wasn't something that I feel like I was prepared for or expected. I feel like I'm a pretty good-natured person, so I was kind of like, dang, why are these people avoiding me? The next thing is slut shaming in the military be real. Yeah. So I felt like I was like the classic case of strict parents, you know. Hold on, like phone call. So I was like the classic strict parents, you know, getting into the military, kind of had a big makeover. I was kind of dorky when I was younger, you know, so it went right to my head, and your girl had a little bit of a hoe face. Yeah, and my MOS, which is like your job type deal, it was very small. So when I came up to the military base in New York, everybody already knew who I was. They were like, is she a hoe, blah blah blah, and it was just a mess. And a part of that kind of almost affected my career, because I wanted to deploy, but I kind of was like held back. They're like, we don't want you to get pregnant. And just, it was a whole disaster, because when I came up, I was like, you know, I just want to focus on work now, you know. AIT was what it was, and I just want to do me now. But, yeah, like I said, small MS carried with me. And I almost wasn't able to deploy because of it. Thankfully, you know, made some maneuvers, and thankfully I was able to go. I was saying, slut shaming in the Army is real, which leads me to my double standard part. I feel like that's another thing that they don't really tell you about. It kind of just gets grazed over. The double standard is real because no names, no shade, you know, you live your best life, you do you. But I remember people in my unit that were out hoeing it up way more than me. And it was like, yeah, bro, good for you, getting your bitches, you know, all this shit. And everybody just looked at me like, what are you doing, girl? What are you doing with your life? So I was like, he's literally doing what I'm doing, but more so. So that never really made sense to me. That might just be me. I don't know. Don't think it is just me. But yeah, especially when it comes to slut shaming, guys, they're like, you know, men are just being men, boys will be boys, gotta get their fucking dicks wet, whatever. But it's just messed up in my opinion, because women have needs too. Just gotta do what you gotta do. I just think it's another thing that people don't really think about is the double standards. I also feel like women, again, may just be me, but I feel like you really gotta like step it up. You gotta go harder at PT. You can't ever complain, you know. Guys be like, dang, I'm tired today, don't really want to be here. And then guys be like, ha ha ha, yeah, me either, whatever. But when a girl be like, I'm tired, don't want to be here. Is she lazy? She don't want to work? She, you know, what's she doing in the Army? Like, blah, 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 you joined for this shit. And which you did. You did. But like, you know, sometimes it's just like Monday morning after a long weekend, 6:30, you don't want to be there. But I don't know. Again, double standards. It's just crazy to me. Next thing is, not all units are the same. And I really cannot stress this enough, because when I first got in, they were all like, you know, not all units are the same. If you have a bad unit your first time, don't just get out of the Army, blah, blah, blah. And I moved around a lot. So I was at, let's see, 277, 310. I was in about 4 units while I was up at Drum. And I can definitely say that, because my first one was absolute garbage. I don't think there was a unit that I could have hated more. Probably wasn't just the unit, it was things that were going on with me and my life at that time. So I'm not gonna be like, fuck that unit, never go there, you know? But I definitely was like, oh yeah, man, this ain't for me. Just gonna get out, blah, blah, blah. But when I deployed, I went with a different unit, and I couldn't have met better people. I got to work with some of the best people ever, and I learned a lot. And I just made some really good friends, which was great. Sorry, I'm out here like baking away in my car. It's like 86 degrees, which isn't even that hot, but I'm a baby. So like I said, not all units are the same. You just got to take the good with the bad, try new things, you know, just see what you think. The next thing I was going to cover was AIT. AIT was not what I expected. I thought it was going to be a continuation of basic training, and whew, it was not. It was not. We have the schoolhouse, and I mean, I'm not really out here trying to expose everybody in their business, but AIT really gave heavy college vibes. I feel like, you know, they were married people just getting out of basic. They were like, fuck it, it's AIT, you know, what happens here stays here. They just be doing whatever. I was like, okay, you do you. And then, you know, obviously there's the what was it? It was the battle booze, you know, who's battle, I mean, ugh, it's been a minute, don't judge me. It's all who's booed up with who, you know, like you're so-and-so's girl, blah, 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 just heavy, just, you know, you got all these people right out of basic, they ain't had sex in all this time. It's like rabbits. Best way I can describe it, rabbits. And it was interesting. It was very educational. Now, everyone just wants to have fun after being just beat up for 2.5 months. I think that's something to keep in mind. And then again, not every AIT is the same. Obviously, everyone's is different. But I was lucky. I had really good drill sergeants. And when I was going through crap, you know, and I just was like missing home, missing family, blah, blah, blah. You know, I was lucky. I could always just talk to them. So they were good people. Enjoyed it. I had really awesome, and then especially the female drill sergeants. I felt like I had some bad bitches for female drill sergeants. And I feel like it's super important as a female in the military to have higher up females to like look up to, because they make good role models, you know, which, let's be real, some of us need. Alrighty, this is going to be the last thing I cover in this video. It's definitely something that I feel like as a female, or just anyone joining the military, you need to be aware of. Is sexual harassment. It's unfortunate that, you know, that kind of thing still happens, but it still happens a lot. Not really sure how far into this I want to get into. I kind of just winging this video. I feel like you will see a lot of like higher up people try to like make their passes, you know. They're gonna like fill you out, see what they can get away with saying around you, see what you're comfortable with before they start just like going hard. Because again, sharp thankfully is a thing, but you definitely have to be assertive and draw a line, because they will walk all over you if you don't. And I feel like there's been a few times that I didn't want to say anything because I just didn't want to be that person. You know, there's always the, oh, that girl, you know, she reported somebody, blah, 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 stay away from her. But, you know, at the end of the day, you got to protect yourself. You need to do right by you. And I don't know, looking back, I feel like these are just people that shouldn't be in the military, especially as more women come in. You know, you want to speak up for them and yourself, you know, because people abusing their power, it's just not okay, especially if it's a privilege to be in that position, you know. Out here baking away. I feel like that's going to cover the majority of the big things that I'm going to talk about today. I'll probably do another video later on, a little bit more planned out. I hope you really enjoyed this video. There's a lot of good and things that come out of the military. Like I said, you know, not all units are the same, and there are plenty of really awesome people in the military. I met my best friend in the military. We really make some good bonds in there, and just because there's negative things, I feel like if it's make it or break it things for you, then it's good that you know them now before you sign your soul away. And if it's not, I mean, obviously they're important things, but like if you're still like, I want to do this, you know, and you're aware, then you know what to look out for, keep yourself safe, and just be aware, you know. It's when I was joining, I feel like there wasn't that much about females in the military. There was all about like basic videos, all that, but not too much about females in the military and what it's like. So that's why I wanted to make this video. I hope you enjoyed it. Again, as always, give this video a thumbs up if you liked it, and go ahead and subscribe for more. Alrighty, have a good day, guys. Bye.